catch-22. Milo Minderbender rents out his own air force to the enemy, in that case to the Germans. Hasn't something like that happened? The American Air Force has been rented out and to Miriam Adelson. And if she got that for 250 million, that's the bargain of the century, isn't it? The American armed forces have essentially been rented out to Adelson and her boss, Netanyahu.
No, you're 100% correct, and this may be the downfall of Donald Trump, and I pray it is the downfall of Donald Trump. I may actually become a religious man if it result. Regime change cuts two ways. It's a double-edged sword. Donald Trump has unsheathed the regime change sword and sought to weld it against Iran. But in doing so, he's created the foundation of his own demise. You see, he did run on a platform where he was the president of peace. There is posters out there that make this proclamation. He promised Americans that he would put America first, that he would make America great again. Tucker Carlson had a very fascinating interview with Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, where Mike Huckabee openly on international TV said that Greater Israel is a thing and that it's okay for the Israelis to aspire to take the territory of virtually all of their Arab neighbors. He truly believes this. Ted Cruz believes this. Donald Trump believes this. Others, but the American people don't believe this because the American people aren't willing to die for this. And when Tucker Carlson released this, the Israeli press, I was reading it, they got very worried. They said, we being Israel need to be very careful here because there is now a serious divide amongst those people we need in the United States to maintain this friendship, the Republican base, the MAGA base, and we're going to lose them. With Mike Huckabee's words and others, because they fear that Israel is being put ahead of America. Well, as you said, when Miriam Adelson buys the United States Air Force, United States Navy, and allows it to be put in harm's way by attacking Iran, who pose no threat whatsoever to the American people or the American nation, this proves that Donald Trump is an Israeli-first president. Make Israel great again is his calling card. And when we lose this war, and George, I'm here to tell you, we have lost this war. This is going to be one of the most humiliating moments in American history when we have to admit we have run out of ammunition and we cannot sustain this fight while Iran continues to pummel Israel, American bases, and American regional allies. Donald Trump will now be compelled to once again lie to the American people about, how he achieved something, but now he's going to withdraw. And he is going to be crushed at the polls at midterms. And when he gets crushed, it's not just that he will lose the House, because he will lose the House. And by losing the House, it means he will be impeached. He will be impeached nonstop. There might be multiple impeachment trials going on. This is how much the Democrats despise this man. But he may lose the Senate, and he may lose the Senate in sufficient numbers that could lead to conviction. This is the end of Donald Trump's political legacy, and he saw it. You saw him. You saw his posture when he gave his speech announcing the beginning of this operation. Donald Trump during the election. I mean, he was running around like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, that man could put in a 14-hour day, travel to 5 different places, finish up with a rally at night, and he was as strong as the day is long. I mean, he's out there doing his stupid YMCA dance. His voice is strong, powerful. Here he goes before the American people announcing this war, which should be the most testosterone-laden event in his life, and he sounded like a defeated man. He sounded like a guy who had just spent $50 on a hooker and couldn't get it up. I apologize for that, but I just don't like Donald Trump, so I'm going to say that. He was a defeated man. He knows he lost. He knows it's over. He knows it's finished because we're not going to win. And it's gradually becoming apparent that Israel lied to him. Israel deceived him. Benjamin Netanyahu used and abused him. And that Miriam Adelson bought him. Donald Trump is the equivalent of a $50 whore who sold America out to a pimp named Miriam Adelson.
Okay. Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to you Akim out there that puts this word in truth and in sincerity. Here is a British political analyst by the name of George Galloway, and then you got a UN weapons inspector by the name of Scott Ritter, bringing out absolute truth. Israel lied to Donnie. Now Israel and America, USA, getting cooked. Because what's happening in the Middle East, Saturday, the beginning of the war, brothers doing videos on it. I did a video on it. But now, when you go into in-depth details, Jeffrey Sachs got a video out there. He's a professor at Columbia University, and he's going into how this was planned not only in December of 2025, but 14 years ago. PNAC, Project of a New American Century, and I knew about that. And it took a little time for them to take down Syria. Once they took down Syria, took out Bashar al-Assad, the next step was to take out Iran. So them gut rats could be the sole controllers, bringing all kind of hegemony over there and reigning superior. But Iran been around for over 2,400 years. And the proper name for Iran is called Persia. So them Persians, they got that ancient warrior spirit. So that's why they doing what they doing right now. They thought it was going to be a cakewalk. What broke America and Israel's spirit is when they killed the Ayatollah. They thought everybody was going to, do an uprising and come up against the Iranian government, the Revolutionary Guard. Nah, it was the total opposite. Y'all killed not a war leader. Y'all killed a so-called religious leader. And now his son involved. Now his son took over. In which, I'm going to say this, the elder brother Shaman, he mentioned it at camp. I think his son going to take over. And I said, I believe you. Now guess what? His son took over. Show you that we are the prophets of the Lord, man. The Most High is dealing. The Most High is dealing, man. Let me say this. I got some scriptures slacking for the rent, but I got to get this out. Because I've been researching this and watching different videos from different pundits, and they bringing out. Now, all of a sudden, Turkey, Iran is being blamed for shooting a missile on Turkey, which is a part of NATO. You see what's going on? 2 Corinthians 2:11. We are not ignorant against Satan's devices. So now all of a sudden, Iran is going to hit a NATO country. And they being advised by China and Russia on the backside, and they being supplied with military intelligence and weapons, but they're not they're not in the forefront, not yet. Not yet. But this shit is escalating, because now they saying that Iran hit NATO, Article 5. You hit one, you attack us all. You attack one, you attack us all. So now it's going to be a full-scale war. Hey, man, like the Apostle Tahar said, we are in World War III. The beginning stages of it. Nonetheless, World War III is at hand. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The economy is teetering. Gas prices is going up. That's going to lead the way to a new system. These devils got their shit planned out. But us in the know, Amos chapter 3 verse 7. The Most High revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Amos chapter 3 verse 7. The Most High revealeth his secrets unto the servants the prophets. So we see what's going on. We got that eyesight. We can see how these devils are moving. Bring perpetual war, collapse the economy, and bring in a new system. Once again, 2 Corinthians 2:11. But now we're out there warning the people. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out this scripture because it all leads up to what's about to take place. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. What's that trumpet? These holy scriptures. Who's Zion? You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. To Zion, which means monument. It says, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And the Lord is, we sounding that alarm. These are not our words. These are the words of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah. And we out there prophesying and telling you what's going to take place, man. Now all these prophecies are starting to speak. We're at the end. I'm excited. I'm loving it. But I know certain prophecies have to come to pass before the end is declared itself. But anything can happen. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The stock market collapsed. Gold and silver is going up. So we're going to see. Back in Joel chapter 2, verse 1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. And this is referred to the Israelites. Whether you know you're an Israelite, whether you acknowledge you're an Israelite, but you want to buck up against what the teachers of the Israelites, what the men of the Most High is talking about, because you want Esau and the rest of the nation to be saved, that's on you. But you being taught. And you're going to tremble when all hell break loose. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is near at hand. I'm going to hold this right here real quick. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold this real quick. I'm going to bounce back and forth. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. It says, but before I go there, I'm going to go back to Joel chapter 2. It says, for it is at hand. Talk about the day of the Lord. This is Zephaniah chapter 2, chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. What is the great day of the Lord? Thermonuclear destruction, concentrated fire when Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. It says the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. You see what's going on in the Middle East? Once the Most High put the spirit on Donald Trump to strike Iran, Russia is dealing with its own problems, but they can solve that easily with Ukraine. China is sending sophisticated radar systems, helping Iran locate different military weapons that Israel and America got stored, so they can launch missiles on them and destroy them. You see, what the Iranian government is doing, you say, I'm not listening to mainstream media. Iran is losing, I'm not listening to that bullshit. That's all propaganda. I'm listening to alternative media like Conor McGregor, Judge Napolitano, and a bunch of other men that know what they're talking about. Jeffrey Sachs, just to name a few. And they're giving us a straight skinny of what's going down, what's happening. Pepe Escobar, what's happening in the Middle East, man. And that shit with Iran striking Turkey, that was a false flag, man. I guarantee you will come out, that was a false flag. Trying to get NATO involved with this war. Because we in the beginning stages of World War III, and I'm loving it. She got me excited to the point, I ain't going to say no more, but I'll let you tell it. So this is back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry their ability. What's the voice of the day of the Lord? His prophets out there on the highways and the byways pushing this word, telling you what's coming down the pipe. Whether you were here or whether you were forbear pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. We telling you what's coming down the pipe, man. War, endless war, death and destruction, famine, plagues, pestilence. It's coming. It's already here. Famine, a lack of food. Look at that movie, The Road. Clear illustration of what's going to come down the pipe. And I want to know what you nigga women going to do. You independent nigga women in that time. What you're going to do with your college degrees and your money. What you going to do in your 401k? What you going to do in that time? What you going to do? Because I myself, I'm not going to deal with you. You done show us disrespect, hatred, and mockery for all this time. So when all hell break loose, don't come running to me looking for some kind of help. Because I might punch your fucking head off. It says, back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14, the great day of the Lord Yahweh is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly. That World War III, which is brewing up right now in the Levant, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, in the Middle East. It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry their ability. The mighty men of Esau's military and all the militaries throughout the four corners of the earth, they're going to cry bitterly. Especially when Yahweh shall crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. There's no escape. You're going to be like hoes, hoe-ass niggas, trimming like bitches in that day. But guess what? The Most High going to put the spirit on you to fight. Like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. They so afraid, but yet there's fight, man. Because the Most High going to put that spirit on you to fight. Because if you surrender, you become tributary. Nah. The Lord don't want you to surrender. He wants you to fight. So he can fuck you up. Put you into slavery. And commit mass murder. And that's what's going to happen. The slaying of the Lord, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 32 on down, tell you. The slaying of the Lord is going to be from one end of the earth to another. So he don't want you to surrender. He wants you to fight. So he can fuck you up. You understand? You red devil. You bastard. You Donald Trump, Nero, got himself in a quagmire where he can't get out. And now he's shaking bitterly. That's your own doing, man. That's your own doing, bitch. Deal with it. Homage bastard. Deal with it. It says, verse 15. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 15. That day is a day of wrath. The wrath of Yahweh, while Yahweh shall coming upon the land of Idumea, which is Babylon the Great. Also them gutter rats that call themselves Israelis. And certain parts of the earth that's going to be hit with nuclear missiles. We in the beginning stages of World War III. I could see it. I hear it. I could hear it brewing. I could see it brewing. And I'm feeling it brewing. And I'm excited to the point where I'm not even going to say it. But I'm excited. Back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, a day of distress. Esau's going to be in distress. So are the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. They have joined yourself unto them. I seen a video on TikTok circulating where when the Ayatollah died, you had these nigger women and some stupid bird brain Negro, they was dancing doing a TikTok video. 15 minutes later, a goddamn drone hit that compound in Kuwait and destroyed them. Now they in the spirit world. You was celebrating. You had no dog in this fight, you dumb niggas. But you respect that violence. You was doing a TikTok video, dancing, being monkeys. But when that goddamn drone hit you, immediately you was in the spirit world, and now you know you was a dumb nigga. And Most High brought judgment upon you. Do I feel sorry for you? No. You shouldn't have been over there. But the draft is going to be instituted. They're going to institute the draft. And a lot of you young YNs, and a lot of you simple-minded ass bird brain nigger women, Ephraimite women, Issacharite women, you're going to be drafted. You're going to die over there in the Levant. You're going to go over, you're going to be drafted. You're going to go to the Persian Gulf, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Most High's, Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High's decision, and you're going to die over there. You're going to become fertilizers to that land. Because you mock, you scoff, and you scorn the words of Most High, Yahweh Shai, which his prophets are bringing out. Keep it up. See where it gets you. Back in the scriptures. In that Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 15. In that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. The same thing is saying in Joel. See? It says, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of thick clouds and darkness, a day of the trumpet, which it says in Joel, and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. Talking about the Israelites, because the only ones that can sin is Israel. They've been given the Lord's statutes and commandments. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh shall be as the dung. That was Zephaniah. Back to Joel, chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness, same thing this is speaking about in Zephaniah. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, the governments, because mountains represent governments in the scriptures, and a great people, and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoured before it, and a flame burneth. It's like a fire. Let me read it again. A fire devoured before it, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Because before these missiles hit America, you got certain parts of America that's beautiful. Nebraska, Wyoming, Vermont, beautiful vegetation. Cows, animals, beautiful vegetation, land that's filled with nothing but vegetation, greenery, a beautiful sight to see. But once the missiles hit, read it again. It says a fire back in Joel chapter 2 verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. It's not talking about horsemen, horses. It's talking about that military formation. We're going to get into it. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains, which represent governments, shall they leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. It's not talking about an actual set of people with horsemen. It's talking about military. It's talking about military might, mainly them nuclear missiles. Going to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. That assembly of great nations that's going to shoot missiles upon America and upon Israel. That's what this is going into. And we see what's happening now. We see what's brewing right now. We see what's brewing. All the lies, the treachery, the skullduggery, the deception, setting up places where you could, talk at your differences, but in the background, you got a sword behind your back. Where you could do talks and settle your differences, but Amalek and Esau, which they related, they brothers, cousins, whatever you want to call them, they're not trying to hear that. It's all about deception. Because they don't care about they don't care about the Middle Eastern nations because they're not a part of their family. Only, like, when you go to Turkey, they are what you call, they're Ashkenazi Jews, but they what they did was they converted to Islam. So the Edomites that converted to Islam, that's why they're part of NATO. And they're going to use Turkey to bring forth a false flag saying that Iran shoot missiles on Turkey. Could have been America, could have been Israel. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We can't be ignorant of their devices, man. So we see what's happening. And it's all going to lead to thermonuclear destruction. It's all going to lead to thermonuclear destruction, man. This is the book of Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, we living in them days right now, and at that time, when I shall bring back the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, and the Most High is bringing us back to our nationality, who we are, our heritage. We calling up those as a part of the elect, is calling upon the true names of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, not Jesus Christ, Most High blessed. We not doing none of that. We calling upon Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, man. The true names of our Heavenly Father and our deliverer. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shah is our deliverer. That's going to save us out of this goddamn shit hole we're going to be in, man. During that time. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, we're in that time right now, and we're approaching that time, and at that time, shall I bring the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, and I will also gather all nations together. It's like, and I will I'm kind of excited, it's like, and I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew, which means the Most High's judgment. And I will plead, that word plead means to judge with them, for they have, it says, plead with them for my people, which is the Most High's people, is Israel, started with Judah on down to Issachar, and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the heathen, among the nations, and parted my land. What's that? Ezekiel, if I'm not mistaken, Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, or the 36th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, goes into that. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yea, and what have I do? And yeah, what have I to do with thee, O Tyre and Zidon? These are Hamite nations. Will ye render me a recompense? Because the Zidonians go back to Cush. it says, and if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own heads? Whatever you have dealt to the Israelites, started with Judah on down to Issachar, you're going to be paid back but double. Dig that. So, but the Most High, and you know what? Proves that the Apostle Tahar on down has 100% truth. He prophesies that Nero is going to, be the man that's going to turn all these different nations against America, and he's doing that, piece by piece, inch by inch, turning these different nations against America, and eventually they're going to shoot missiles on America and shoot missiles on Israel, them gutter rats. And that's the plan of the Most High, that great day of the Lord. Even though Israel and America's going to shoot missiles back off on them, that's why I tell you in Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down, the earth is going to roll to and fro like a drunkard. But guess what? All them different nations get hit by missiles, they're going to be built back up. The only nation that's not going to be built back up is a nation that the land of Idumea, which is America. Israel's going to be built back up by the first fruits of slaves, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. Some will not continue in employment. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 19 on down, the Most High going to sever out continuing employment. He going to punish the host of the high ones that are on high. That's Isaiah chapter 24, verse 19 on down. So Israel's going to be built back up by the first fruits of slaves, which are going to be the international bankers. All you got to do is read Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, the 14th verse on down, how the Lord's going to deal. How the Lord's going to deal, man. So, you got a lot to pay, man. You got a track record, devil. And now you got to pay. Last scripture before I close out, because I got to go back to work, because I told him I'd come back in. But then again, I might not come back in because I'm tired, man. I did a double yesterday, which was Tuesday, and I did a double Monday. I go to work 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to be work at 5:30. Getting home 10, 11 o'clock at night, wearing myself out, man. So I might not go in today. They asked me to come in. I said I'll let them know. But I'm going to call them and say I ain't going in. I'm going to relax, watch a movie, and go to sleep. That's what I'm going to do. But Salaki for that. I'm just going to bring out a couple more scriptures. And this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 12. The earth quakeneth, going back to Isaiah the 24th chapter, the 19th verse. The earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. Back this up right here. The earth quakeneth, and the foundation thereof. It says hold on. The sea ariseth with the waves from the deep, which is going to be hit by them when them nuclear missiles pelt. Everything's going to be dried up and being in disarray, creating tsunamis and all that. It says, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. When Yahweh shall crack them skies, the glory of the Most High's power is them chariots and them nuclear missiles. But the glory of the Most High's power is them chariots, which you'll call UFOs. But Esau know, he just played dumb. Verse 13, here's the point. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That bow is that nuclear silo. Whose hand? It says, for strong is his hand. Whose hand? Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? For strong is his hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows, which is the nuclear missiles, part of the Most High's weaponry, going back to Joel, the 2nd chapter, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp. and shall not miss when they are begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Because they're gonna be, because you got something that happened in over there in where they claiming to happen, but you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. They like to lie. They're saying that some of these missiles malfunction. Precision guided missiles sometimes miss their mark. And that's why the Most High is going to put the spirit on these missiles. It's going to be spiritually guided to hit their mark. So it won't fall out the sky. It's going to hit their mark. So you ain't got to worry about your technology Easter that the Most High gave you, because the Most High is going to take all that back from you. Worry about being cooked, eviscerated. Because that's what's going to happen. It says, for strong, because this back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. I'm talking about them nuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, supersonic missiles, ICBM missiles, hypersonic missiles with nuclear warheads on them. It's going to be shot into the ends of the earth. And none going to escape. It says, I'm gonna read it again. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Because when the Most High put the spirit on that assembly of great nations, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, it's going to be shot from the ends of the world. Missiles are going to be shot off. The earth is going to rock to and fro. Because of all these missiles, man. We're in some beautiful times. I'm excited. The apostles are excited. We all are excited, man. Those that want the downfall of America to commence, we all excited, man. Nobody is worried about, my job or my apartment. Man, listen, man, the Most High says he's going to feed us. He's going to take care of us, man, in that time. So I'm not worried about anything, man. My trust is in Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. I don't care about nothing other than seeing the downfall of these devils. That's it. That's it, man. Behold, the plagues, the major plague, but before the major plague comes, you're going to have war. You're going to have stripes here, stripe there, uprising of the people. You're going to have minor plagues like famine, death, destruction. You're going to have all kind of, things that's going to take place before the ultimate plague come, which is thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire from them chariots when Yahweh Shai cracked them skies. There's no escaping the judgment of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Get that into your thick ass heads, man. And you two those jakes that get on TikTok and talk shit, you gonna pay, man. Whatever come out of your pie hole, you're gonna be held accountable for it. Dig that. And mainly you nigger women, man. Man, I don't talk to y'all. I don't deal with y'all. It's a waste of fucking time to deal with y'all. Because the only thing I'm gonna get is no peace, but beef. I live by myself. I eat by myself. I got a Ecuadorian female that comes through. She's pleasant. No arguments. No nothing. That's neither here nor there. But I don't like that masculine energy. I'm wearing the boxers. If you wearing the boxers, what I got on the thong, what I got on panties, nah, it's not going to happen. That's why I stay clear away from you nigga women. Because you're too masculine. You're too masculine. And all that masculine energy that you have, when all hell break loose, let me see how masculine you are then. Let me see how masculine you are then. I don't need it, man. Blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Trying to buck up and fight a man. Let me see where that happens. Let me see where that goes. It says, behold, plagues are sent. This is back in the 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Them plagues are them thermonuclear missiles and concentrated fire from them chariots. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till they consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow was shot, which is shot of a mighty archer, return of not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not be returned again. And them plagues, the ultimate plagues, are them thermonuclear missiles that's going to destroy this place. Mainly America and them gutter rats that call themselves Israelis. I ran my mouth too much. Salaki, if I was ranting. Abba Ratazah, you was edified. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and the bishops, elders of Great Millstone. With that, Shalom.